Hi friends, in our previous video we have covered how can we create more than one manager in our Swarm cluster and how the managers becomes the leaders, how the secondary managers who were available as the reachable or as a backup. If suppose our primary manager leader goes down, then how the secondary managers will be chosen and how the secondary manager will come up immediately. So if I will run Docker node ls over here, so what I am looking over here, that my node 1 is the leader as of now. So what I want to show you that remaining 3 server are my normal server. They are also manager, but they are as a backup, they are standing as a backup. Now suppose I want to depromote this manager. I want to make the node 3 again as worker node. So what is the command? Docker node. In the previously, if you remember, we have used promote command. In the promote, we used the promotion from worker to manager. In the demote command, we will make the manager to worker. So what we will do? Docker node demote node 3. So see what happened. If I will run docker node ls, docker node ls. So what I will see that node 3 again became the worker node. So why? Because nothing is visible over here. So if nothing will be visible in the manager status, so that will become the worker node. So this became a worker node. So see, if it became a worker node, then also the node is working fine. Okay. Now see, I want to show you one thing. Docker demote. I am just demoting this master node, this leader node I am demoting. Docker node demote node 1. See what happened. This demoted. So if I will run docker node ls, what error I am getting? This node is not a swarm manager. This node command and service command, which we will discuss in next video, that node and service command we can run only from the manager server. Okay. So I demoted this node 1. So I demoted this node 1. So I am not able to run this command from my node 1 server. Because what is error I am getting? This command can be run only from the manager server. So let me go to the master server. Docker node ls. See what I am getting. This master one again became my leader. If you would look over there, who was my leader? This node 1 was my leader. This node 1 was leader. When this node 1 went down, immediately this voting happened between this remaining two, and out of this remaining two, if one agreed for this promotion after you can become the leader. So this master one became the leader. So this is what I want to say. And this algorithm follows the raft algorithm, which already I said in theoretical parts. So now, as of now, I am having two worker node 3 and node 1 are worker node, and node 2 is the manager node, which is the secondary manager node. Means it is standing as the backup, that if my master one goes down, it will take up the power. So this, I think this concept is sufficient for you. Now I will show these two worker nodes are there and these two master nodes are there. Now I will show how can we create container in the Docker Swarm. See, in the normal Docker, we used to run the docker run command to run any container. To create any container, we used to run docker run command. Docker run command. This we used in Docker container. This same type of command service is there. In the Docker Swarm, service we will be using instead of run. Now what the service is we will discuss, but instead of run we will use the service, and the service will be doing the same task as of the run. So whatever options we were using with the run command, here we can use with the service command. So see what is the command to create any container in the Docker Swarm. So see what in the Docker Swarm what happened. We are having 4 server as in this swarm cluster, out of which master 1 and node 2 is the master server and remaining 2 server are the worker server. So whatever the container I will run, that will be distributed among these 4 servers, and all these 4 servers containers will be able to communicate with each other. So that is what we discussed in the theoretical parts. What is the benefits of this Docker Swarm? So see what I will do. I will create Docker service, create hyphen name my nginx or my tomcat, कुछ give any name, my tommy hyphen replicas. See, if you would have remember, we have used scale option in the container parts. We used a scale option. Scales what does that, how much containers we want to create, that much containers it just creates in this server. But what was the drawback over there? That suppose if in the compose file we have given scale equal to 10, then that 10 containers got created, but that 10 containers will be running in the same host machine. But in the swarm cluster, what we will see, we uses the replicas option instead of scale. So if I will give the replicas equal to 10, so what will happen? This 10 containers will be created and this will be shared among these 4 servers. Among these 4 servers, whatever we are having, this will be shared among that. So load will be balanced. Not on means if suppose my one server goes down, then second remaining servers will be taking care of the nodes, that container. So okay, show me that practically. See, I given the replicas equal to 10. What replicas equal to 10 means? That I want the 10 containers to be created. Okay. So now I will give a small p and I will do the port mapping. Likewise, we did the port mapping in our normal Docker, like we will do here also. So I think my server got hanged. Let me check if it comes up. My server seems to be got hanged. Okay. Yeah, my server got hanged. So I am restarting this server. So let me talk to Docker node ls. So this is also my worker server, and if I will run Docker node ls over here, so I will get that yeah, this is my master server. Okay. So see what is happening. Right now I am in the node 2 server, and so I am getting the star over here. So again now my server is up. So Docker node ls. So I can see that my master 1 is the leader. So now what I will do, I will create containers. To create the container in the Docker Swarm, we uses the Docker service. Docker service create hyphen name. Any name I can give. This name is optional. If I would not give the name, and Docker will automatically pull any random name. So this Docker service create hyphen name my Tom, because I am creating Tomcat, so I given my Tom name. You can give any name of your choice. So after that I have to give the replicas, replicas equal to 10. I am creating 10 containers for this Tomcat. So this replicas is same as the scale option we used in our Docker container. Now we will do the port mapping. I am doing the port mapping 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 8080, because Tomcat runs in the 8080. Okay. Now I will run which image? Tomcat image. So what it will happen? See, after running, what I will get the message that the server came up. The 10 Tomcat containers came up. Now if you would remember the previous part of the compose file, then if you would have run the similar type of command over there, then all the 10 Tomcat images would be running in the same server. But if I will look over here, see what is happening. Only 2 Tomcat images running over here. Where is the remaining 8 Tomcat images? If I will give Docker service ls, So see what I am written replicas. Replicas equal to 10 by 10. This Docker service ls command is used to look for your services how many services are running in your server. So this after giving this command I am getting the name as mytom. Why? Because I given the mytom in the name, and after that in the replicas option I am getting 10 by 10. Why 10 by 10? Because I asked you to create the 10 containers, and 10 by 10 means out of 10 all the 10s are running. If all the 10 are running, then why only 2 is running in my master server? Where are the remaining 10 server? So what is the command to look into that? Docker service ps and this name. So see what I will get. I will get that my 10 Tomcat container is up, and in which container, which server it is up? Node 3, node 1, node 1, node 2, node 3, node 3. So how it randomly got distributed? Means only 2 came here up. If I will give docker ps, here also 2 Tomcat images is there, docker ps, but here 3 is there. If I will look, 3 container is running. If I will docker ps, 3 container is running here also. So how it got distributed? What I mean to say that in the Docker Swarm Edge facility, that when I run this container, inside the cluster I am having 4 server. So this container got distributed among these 4 server. So this got distributed with the load balancing. Means whichever server is having the load, lower the load, they will get more container. Suppose this master server would be having the CPU uses of 80% or 90%. Then no container would run over there in this container, in this server. All these 10 containers will be distributed among these 3 containers. What I mean to say that this load balancing part Docker Swarm follows. Docker Swarm has pre-built features of load balancing concept. So whenever we ask Docker Swarm to create any number of containers, Docker Swarm distributes the container among all the servers into the Docker cluster by looking into the load, that which server is having the lower the load, they will deploy more, Docker Swarm will deploy more container into that server, and whichever server is having higher load, Docker Swarm will deploy lower number of server into that, lower number of container into that server. So this is the concept it follows. See, I have given the name mytom. So how the name gets identified? Docker Swarm gives the same name along with this numerical value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I would have not given the name over here, Docker Swarm would have pulled 10 random names. 10 randoms name would be showing over here. So that would not look good or pretty. So we use the name option with this Docker Swarm create, because it would be looking good, and we would be able to identify the server container very carefully, very nicely. So that is the name we got. Now we are getting the node, that in which node the container is running. So we are getting the node number. With the node number we can identify, and in the desired state we are getting that all the containers are in the running state. All the containers are running. So this is what we can see. If suppose I want to identify, I want to verify that my Docker container is running or not. So I did the port mapping with the 1, 2, 3, 4 port number. So what I will do, I will copy any of this and see what output I will get. I am getting this Docker container. See, this Apache Tomcat I run, and this Tomcat I am getting in this server. Suppose now I don't want to choose this host name. I want to choose other IP, other host name. So no issue, from any of the IP I will choose, I will get the same output. Same Tomcat will be running over there. So what I mean to say that this Docker Swarm has distributed the load among all the 4 servers who is a part of the cluster. But as I had discussed earlier in my theoretical part, that master server container should not run in the master server, because by default the features is enabled that the containers can run in the master server as well. But this is not a good practice, because what will happen that load or pressure on manager will increase, and manager will not be able to give the best performance. So what we should do, we should run the container in such a mode that no container should run in our master. Okay. So see, if I will go docker ps, this is my master node, and in this master node also two containers is running, but this should not happen. So what I should do, docker service ls. So let me first delete this. So see, if I will give docker service ls, no more there, no service is there. If I will run docker ps, no container will be there in any of these server, because I just removed the service as well, and service are linked with the container. So if service has been removed, all the entire 10 containers of the Tomcat went down. Now what is our next scenario? In the next scenario, I want to create 10 Tomcat server. Again I want to run 10 Tomcat container, but we should keep in mind that no container should run in my master 1 server, because my master 1 server is my master node. So I don't want to give much pressure in this node. So what I will do, if you will look, doc clear inspect. See, this is the command docker node inspect. Okay, and the host name, in which host number you want to do the inspection. So here I am getting inspect, and in this spec I will get the availability as active. Okay, so what is this? By default swarm always active, remain in the active mode for this spec level. Okay, so I have to make this active as drain. If I will make this active as drain, then then after that if I will run the 10 container, 50 container, 500 containers, no containers will be deployed in the master server. So how to make that active as drain? So docker node see what it did. It made this command made my master 1 server to the drain status. If again I will check this status with the command docker node inspect master 1, what I will get, this became the drain. Okay, now if I will run my container, I will use the same command to run the container. See, docker service create my tom, everything I will let it be same, nothing I will change. So see what will happen. Again the service came up. If I will give docker ps, see, no container is running in my master server. So where that 10 containers went? If I will give docker service ls, see I am getting replicas 10 out of 10, means all my 10 container is running, all my 10 container is up, and where they are running, docker service ps. So all they are running in either node 1 server or in the node 3 server or in the node 2 server, but none of them are running in the master 1 server. Why? Because I made my master 1 server in the drain mode. In the drain mode, no container will run in this server. Okay, so if I will do docker psc, 3 container is running here. Here also 3 container is running, and if I will check here 4 container is running. So total 433 is equal to 10. So all these 10 containers are distributed among these 3 servers, but no container got deployed in the master server. So this is the best practice. We should never deploy any of the container in our master server to reduce the load or pressure on the master server. So this is the best practice to be followed. So we had seen that how can we deploy containers in any of the servers, and we had also seen that how can we avoid our master server to get any containers get deployed in this. So we have seen this topic. So I am binding up this session up to here. So in the next video, what I will see that I will show you proof or demo that how this load balancing is happening. Suppose, see, there I deployed 10 Tomcat server. Okay, so this 10 Tomcat server is running in, has been distributed in this 3 server. Now the question is, suppose if any modification happens in this server, then how it will identify. So we will look at how load gets distributed. So suppose, okay, let me show you Docker service. Yes, okay, it is already there. See, what I want to show you, this 10 is running. Okay, now I want, suppose Docker RM see what I am doing. I am just killing few of my, I am just killing this two, I am forcefully I am removing this 2 container. So what I said earlier in my Docker Swarm theoretical part, that when my what is my requirement, what I did in my requirement, that I want 10 Tomcat server to be running. Okay, and already 10 Tomcat server is running, and that has been distributed among the cluster server. How many server is there? So that has been distributed among the cluster. So now what I am doing, forcefully I am removing 2 container, but my requirement was there that 10 containers should be there. So see what will happen. Let me kill. See what happened. Docker ps. If you will see, your 2 containers went down. This 2 container has been killed. Only 1 container is there. But if I will run the command Docker ps, what you will see over here. See what we are getting here. Docker service ls, that 10 out of 10 container is running. Now the question is, already I killed the 2 container and still it is showing that 10 out of 10 container is running. How is it possible? This is what the best facility Docker Swarm provides. What it says that, suppose if your Docker container goes down due to some issue, automatically Docker Swarm will make this up. See what happened. Look very carefully. We already killed this container. Okay, this container name is VXV. If you will look into carefully, VXV we killed. Docker ps. See what happened. In the same server, automatically again 2 Tomcat services came up, and that came up about a minute ago. So what we are getting over here, that from node 5, from node 1 server, we have deleted this mytom5, and again the mytom5 came up in the node 1 server itself. Similarly, we deleted node 9, mytom9 server from the node 1. Again this mytom9 container came up into the node 1 server. What I mean to say that, if I will kill as many as container, Docker Swarm will automatically create it. See, let me remove Docker rm-f. Let me kill all the container. What is the command to kill all the container? Docker ps-a-q. So see what will happen. Docker ps. As of now, no container is there. But keep on refreshing. See what you will get. Immediately 3 more container came up, and within a second, this 3 container came up. So what I mean to say that I haven't created this container. Automatically Docker Swarm what Docker Swarm did, whenever Docker Swarm found that the replicas was 10, and out of that 10 replicas, 3 container went down, and automatically it is the duty of the Docker Swarm to bring up 3 new container. So it automatically brought up 3 new container. So if I will give again this Docker service, Docker node, Docker service PM my Tom. So see what it is showing over there, that previously in the my Tom 1 was running in the node 3, and it has been brought up in the same node 3 server. It is not mandatory that this container will run in the same server. If you are thinking that we deleted this 3 container from this server, that's why it is coming up in this server only. No, that is not the concept. It can come up in any of the server. Suppose I have deleted it from this container, it might come up into this server also, in this server also. So the concept, what I mean to say here, that the Docker Swarm will create 3 new container, and where it will create, wherever it will find that low load balance is there it will create. As I have removed 3 containers and no containers is there, so Docker Swarm found that very less load is there in the node 3 container, so it created 3 new container in this server. Okay, so you can see that Tom 3 was deleted from this, and again Tom 3 came up. This Tom 5 deleted, again Tom 5 came up. So this running this container after it went down, it is the duty of the Docker Swarm. That is what the Docker Swarm gives us the advantage. That is what the big advantage of the Docker Swarm is. So we have seen the first advantage of the Docker Swarm, that whenever any container goes down, automatically Docker Swarm brings up the container in any of the servers which is a part of the cluster. Now the second feature which we have discussed, that all the containers inside the Docker Swarm will be able to communicate with each other. What I mean to say, that if I will look into the IP address of this container IP address will be able to communicate with either this or this, or this will be able to communicate with this as well. Means whatever how many server are there in the Docker Swarm cluster, every container will be able to communicate with each other. So this communicate due to the ingress and overlay driver, which we have discussed earlier, and we will discuss in more details in the Docker networking parts. But if you will see in Docker network, so you will see that ingress and overlay network is there for the Swarm. So this overlay network enables to communicate for the different container as well. So this, how they communicate, we will discuss in the next session. So in this session we have covered that how, if any container goes down, how Docker Swarm automatically brings up another container in any of the server which is a part of the Docker cluster. So I have made a notes also for all these commands, whatever I am running. I have made a separate notes for all the commands, and you can get the notes from my Facebook group Devops G. I will be uploading all the notes over there, and I am requesting you, every one of you, that please do the practical parallelly, because without doing the practical you will not get clear idea that what Docker Swarm is and how it is working. So please do practical parallelly, and if you want to get the notes, you can download it from my Facebook group Devops G, which link also I have mentioned over there in the notes. Okay, so that's all for this video. We will discuss more advanced feature and how the multiple containers communicate with each other in the next video. So bye bye.